Hi, I want to share with you a helpful resource in Paratext called Key Terms of the Old Testament. And the resource is really great because it not only shows different terms in the Old Testament, but it gives more than this gloss or definition. It also gives a nice summary of that word in its context. So, what did that Hebrew word mean in the Old Testament? And it gives different senses and gives a nice explanation. And then it also down, if you scroll down below, it gives more comments about the definition, some grammar, how it relates to other words, and anything that's um, maybe the same or different with the word. And then it also gives the cultural background, and then it helps for translation. So it's really nice because while the handbook gives kind of a verse by verse guide or help, this actually lets you get to know that word in its various contexts and helps you really understand a word and how it relates to the to the context of the Old Testament and other words that are related. So the way that we get to that resource, if you haven't installed it yet, is go to this top left program menu and install resource. And you can scroll to find it, but the easiest way to find it is if you just go to this filter text bar and then just type KTOT and it'll show up. KTOT stands for Key Terms Old Testament. So I already have it installed, and so I can show you here uh, also that when you want it in your Paratext program, you just click this open button, or you can click open up here in the menu, and then you're going to filter it down to dictionaries, and it's going to be here. But if you have a long list of resources, it's also helpful to just come to this filter and type KTOT, and then here it is. And then you can decide where you want it in your Paratext layout. So if you want to open it as a floating window, then it's going to open just like this window where it kind of moves around. And then, or you can do it as a tab. A tab will create it so that it shows if you click on it, or it disappears if you click on another one, similar to like an internet browser where you have tabs, and that puts it in your layout, and you have to choose one or the other. A panel creates a whole section for it in your layout that stays there. And then a text collection panel is where you want multiple resources in the same window. And then the last one, auto hide, puts it into this right column where you can keep resources and hide them periodically, open them, and that's where I would put this resource, because it's a resource that I would use sometimes, but not all the time, just as needed. So I can click OK, and then it's here. And this can be adjusted. You can just change the columns. You can change the size of the text by pressing Control plus or minus. And then here are all the terms in your in your resource. Now, these aren't all the terms in the Old Testament. You're not going to find everything here. Like, you're not going to find proper names like Moses or Naphtali, but you will find some nice terms where it's very helpful to get the context. So if you don't know Hebrew, this English index is really important. And here they sort them alphabetically, and you can familiarize yourself with the types of words that are here. And then, or if you really want to read up on one, you can just click on this blue Hebrew link. And when you click on that, it takes you to the entry for that word. And it gives you quite a lot of information. And some of it is going to be more practical, especially the translation section, which is going to be the last section before the bibliography, typically. So another way that they arrange the terms in a helpful way is they have categories on the bottom here. And so if you want, instead of looking up individual body part terms, you can go to the body part category and see it talk about, what is a person and how do these different words relate to one another. The same for cosmos, so like heavens and earth and water. And this is a really nice resource because you can see, it's called semantic domains, where words are related in the same kind of family of words, and then you can determine how that relates to your own language and culture and context. So, and the way that you talk about things. Now, this search menu here is only going to be in Hebrew. So when you type, it's Hebrew. So what's more helpful is when you want a term. So say you're translating. This is the Book of Numbers, and you want a term. To look up a term. So like you get to verse 2 and it says take a census. Now maybe you know what census means, and you want to know, well, what kind of what was the census, taking a census, like in the Old Testament time. You can use the enhanced resource where it gives all the different census, and um, it's a lot. I mean, you can see here there's dozens of census of take a census and a little play on words there. Um, and the enhanced resource is very nice because it actually highlights the one that is most likely to be the sense in this context, the meaning in this context. So this one is to take a sum of a group of people. But what did it mean in the Old Testament to do that? So you can come to your dictionary, and you can scroll and come to the English index and scroll to find the term here, C for census. Or what I really like is if you go into this menu and you go to find advanced, um, and then it pulls up this little search bar, and you can type in census here, and you can use English. You don't have to type it in Hebrew, and then you click OK. And not only does it give you the word in the index, so it scrolls to the right spot, so you don't have to scroll through the whole alphabet, but it also gives you other terms that talk about census. So this one here, you can see it's counting, examining, appointing, and this is the word that is used for the census. But these other terms use census in their description. And so it kind of gives you an idea of what words um, might use that term in their description, and and then, like this gifts and grace category will also talk about census. And so, what does that have to do with gifts and grace? So, this is kind of a nice filter, especially because it jumps right to the word and it gives you the word here. And also, if there isn't an entry specifically for that word, you can search other entries that might talk about it. So that's very helpful. So I hope you find this resource helpful and enjoy translating.